जी, right. Namaste. So we would like to discuss a little about Tantra before we come to SWA-TANTRA. Tantra is, somebody asked a question whether it's about sacred sex. It has been presented as sacred sex by Western explorers or Western participants and so on. ठीक एक नजरिया है वो. Tantra has always approached sex as something sacred, not as something that needs to be wasted, leaked, because the energy that is experienced during sex is a very powerful energy. Remember, it creates life. Sexual energy creates life. अब मजे की चीज देखिए, when sexual energy is expressed outwardly, it can create life. But when it is expressed inwardly, it can create a superhuman, super life. But the thing is, कि जो sexual energy होती है, it's a very powerful energy. It's not easy for most people to resist. So when one goes into tantra, they take away that compulsiveness. वो है ना कि एक सेक्स में normally क्या होता है सेक्स में, people want to go towards that peak, ejaculation, because that is when the experience reaches its highest. वो होने के बाद में क्या होता है, there is a fall, there is a down. Once the down happens, it can stay there for long. We don't know how long it can stay. In the case of men, it takes a fairly long time. बचपन में शायद थोड़ा जल्दी होता है, but as we grow older, it takes time for that experience to be available again. Tantra takes you towards the peak, not absolute peak where ejaculation happens, but nearer that, and makes you hang in that area, stay in that area for a longer and longer and longer period. And while doing this, एक तो compulsiveness is removed, or they try that compulsiveness needs to be removed, number one. Number two, when this energy is flowing inside, it can be channeled upwards. It can be channeled upwards for higher consciousness. Now look at the human body. 7 major chakras. There are more, but 7 major chakras, and they are aligned along the spine or the sushumna. 7 मेजर चक्र जो है, हर चक्र एक लेवल ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस है. इट्स अ लेवल ऑफ शिवा, इफ यू लाइक. इट्स अ लेवल ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस. ह्यूमन बीइंग इज द ओनली क्रीचर जो इस कॉन्शियसनेस को इंटेंशनली, कॉन्शियसली ऊपर की तरफ ले जा सकता है या एक्सपीरियंस कर सकता है. नो अदर क्रीचर हैज दिस एबिलिटी कि अपने कॉन्शियसनेस को ऊपर की तरफ ले जा सको या ऊपर के लेवल के कॉन्शियसनेस को एक्सप्लोर कर सको. जो है दैट्स इट. तो ये करने के लिए, take an example of a building. If a building has 7 floors, every floor you are able to see something. Lowest floor mein your vision is very limited. Upper floor mein your vision is a little more. If you come to the highest floor, your vision is much, much greater. तो ये vision क्या? This vision is your consciousness. Inside your body, it's a matter of consciousness. भगवान में, मनुष्य में, दैत्य में या गिरे हुए किसी जीव में सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस क्या है? Consciousness. Chetna, this difference in Chetna is what sets man or human being apart from all other beings. Similarly, God is God because of a different Chetna, higher level of Chetna. Or human being is one such creature जो नीचे से नीचे की तरफ जा सकता है चेतना वाइज, या ऊपर से ऊपर की तरफ जा सकता है चेतना वाइज. Unfortunately, what has happened to humanity is most human beings have gotten trapped in this survival. Somehow survival. That's it. 2 पैसे कमाएं, 2 पैसे खर्चा करें, कोई तरह से अपनी सोसाइटी में अपना चलाएं और संसार चलाएं, घर बढ़ाएं या जो भी, stuff like this. They've gotten stuck in the survival mode. If they are stuck in the survival mode, they cannot explore and they cannot reach their highest potential. तो ये रही बात तंत्र की, where a man and a woman usually they combine to raise each other's चेतना. एक दिन में नहीं होता, समय लगता है. अब unfortunately here there is a external partner that is needed. You need a someone to be with you, someone who has the ability to work along the same lines, someone who has the same amount of uh, self control, if I can use the word, or restraint. नहीं तो big, as one moves towards that peak in sex, holding back becomes very difficult. सबका एक्सपीरियंस होगा ये, है ना? दीपक जी का भी एक्सपीरियंस होगा, अनिल जी का भी एक्सपीरियंस होगा. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू होल्ड इट बैक. माने इट्स नेक्स्ट टू इम्पॉसिबल. तो एक बार किया, दो बार किया, दस. अच्छा, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि वंस यू डन इट यू आर रेडी इन द नेक्स्ट 10 मिनट्स. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट डजंट हैपन. बचपन में शायद हो जाता, बट ओल्डर एज, मिडिल एज मुश्किल है. नंबर वन. नंबर टू, जो शक्ति है जिससे ये सेक्सुअल एनर्जी अराउजल जो फील होता है, ये तो धीरे धीरे डिप्लीट हो जाती है. कुंडलिनी एनर्जी इज द बेसिस ऑफ दिस शक्ति. This arousal, this energy, this feeling comes out of Kundalini energy. If the Kundalini energy is depleted, then the arousals, etc., become more and more difficult. So you find कि middle age आते आते बहुत लोगों की ability to feel arousal or get erections is gone. या कम हो गई, diminish होगी, बहुत कम हो गई. So they'll find, जैसे बचपन में when you were teenage, 20s, every morning you would have an erection and a very strong erection. अब जैसे 40s में, 50s में आए, वो कम हो गया, हट गया, डिसअपियर हो गया, एंड सो ऑन. तो ये, इसका मतलब क्या है? इट्स अ साइन दैट योर शक्ति हैज रिड्यूस्ड नाउ. पहली चीज, इसीलिए स्वतंत्र क्रिया में क्या करते हैं? द फर्स्ट थिंग वी डू इज, फर्स्ट वी लुक फॉर वेज टू क्रिएट दैट और गेट बैक दैट शक्ति और रिकिंडल द कुंडलिनी एनर्जी, सिंपली विद ब्रेथ वर्क. ये जो एनर्जी पहली प्लेस में, हाउ डिड दिस एनर्जी कम इनटू द ह्यूमन बॉडी? इट केम इनटू द ह्यूमन बॉडी जब बच्चा पैदा होता है. उसके शरीर में कोई रुकावट नहीं होती है. तो बाय द टाइम द चाइल्ड इज 10, 11, 12 years ओल्ड, उसकी कुंडलिनी शक्ति अपने आप बढ़ जाती है. और 12, 13 वर्ष में आता है तो इतनी ओवरफ्लो करने लग जाती है दैट नाउ दिस एनर्जी स्टार्ट्स मूविंग टू द स्वादिष्टान. सो नाउ द वॉइस चेंजेस, certain physical things are noticed, and boys and girls become interested in the opposite sex. है ना? ये बिकॉज इतनी शक्ति बढ़ गई, धीरे धीरे ऊपर आ गई. अच्छा, जो पहले के जमाने में भारत में था, वी यूज टू प्रैक्टिस ब्रह्मचर्य अप टू द एज ऑफ 25. So when we practice brahmacharya for so long, that energy would rise higher and still higher and still higher. So therefore, you would find in those days there was a different level of consciousness. There was a different level of creativity. Look at what ancient India achieved in all areas: science, technology, architecture, medicine, music, dance. Every field of human endeavor, India was way above the rest of the world. एंड वन ऑफ द मेजर फैक्टर्स वाज कि अपन ये ब्रह्मचर्या की चीज को प्रैक्टिस करते थे. ब्रह्मचर्या बेसिकली मींस यू होल्ड योर एनर्जी. you become you become like a patra, you become like a container for energy, and you don't allow it to leak, waste, go away easily. तो जब ये होल्ड करते हैं और इसको दे आर एबल टू चैनल इट स्लोली अपवर्ड्स, देन कॉन्शियसनेस चेंज होती है, कॉन्शियसनेस बदलती है. तो जो एनर्जी यदि स्वादिष्टान में सेक्स की तरफ इंटरेस्ट बनाता है, ऑपोजिट सेक्स में इंटरेस्ट बनाता है, व्हेन इट बिकम्स हायर, व्हेन इट मूव्स हायर, वो सोसाइटी की तरफ में इंटरेस्ट बनाता है. People become more involved in society. They want to do something for society, or they want to have power over society. और उसके ऊपर चला जाता है तो कंपैशन बढ़ता है. One feels greater sense of responsibility, love for other creatures, other beings, not just family, not just society, even for more. और ऊपर आ जाता है तो क्रिएटिविटी आ जाती है. क्रिएटिविटी मीन्स नॉट ओनली हाथ से कुछ लिखना या करना, सोच की क्रिएटिविटी, इन्वेंशंस, होता है ना, पीपल क्रिएट इन्वेंशंस एंड सो ऑन. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग as the energy moves higher and activates higher levels of consciousness. फिर अज्ञ चक्र में आता, जब अज्ञ में आ जाता है वो एनर्जी, तब तो इंसाइट्स आने लग जाती है, नॉलेज, यू आर एबल टू एक्सेस नॉलेज डायरेक्टली. जैसे पहले ऋषि करते थे, they knew so much about the universe. I don't think even modern science has discovered all of the things that they understood then. Even today, modern science hasn't been able to. They have used some of the ancient Indian texts as pointers, as references, and found great similarities. In fact, quantum physics mein to aajkal they are blown. The minds are blown. Ki this is all there in Bharatiya Sanskriti, in Sanatan Dharma. It's all there. They're amazed. तो ये ऋषि जो पहले उनको ये आई, तो दिस इज बिकॉज उनकी कॉन्शियसनेस एक अलग लेवल की पहुंच गई, अलग लेवल की पहुंच गई. मेहनत करते थे उसी तरह की साधना करते थे. सो दिस कॉन्शियसनेस वुड राइज. सिर्फ खेल इतना है, इट्स अबाउट activating higher and higher levels of consciousness. If a human being does not do it, then or if a human being fails to move in this direction, he has wasted a golden opportunity. और अपने यहाँ तो बोलते हैं कि कितने 84 लाख योनियों के बाद हमें मिलती है लाइफ एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग. व्हाट अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी. सो इफ वी डू नॉट डू एनीथिंग टू रेज आवर कॉन्शियसनेस, इवन एटलीस्ट थोड़ा भी नहीं करते हैं, then as human beings we have failed in this massive opportunity that we have got as human beings. It's a loss, total loss, dead loss. कहाँ रह गए? दो पैसे कमाने में, दो पैसे खोने में, इससे झगड़ा करने में, उससे अहंकार में फंसने में, पुरानी बातों में, उसने मेरे साथ ऐसे किया, he did that to me, he did this to me, I need to take revenge, I'm still suffering over what happened 40 years ago in childhood. What a waste. But breath work, राजयोग का मार्ग है ये. So in with breath work you can consciously move your energy higher. Consciously you can move your energy higher. देखिए, there is a certain amount of sacrifice involved. If you move your energy higher but you allow too much involvement in, for example, sexual pleasure, etc., फंस जाएंगे नीचे. यही तो कर्म है, कर्म बंधन. This is what karma bandhan is. You get trapped in all those things. Okay, so I've given you enough of a background. Now I want you to think, and if there are questions in your mind, I want you to ask your questions. I don't want this to be like a lecture. जी.
Sir, could you please give me a brief understanding as to how many times or whether we should do this breathing practices in the morning or in the evening or night?
Okay, okay. So in this program or in this technique, what you do is first you learn the technique how to do your breath work. तो शुरू में जब सीख when we try to learn anything for the first time, naturally it takes a little long. It takes a little long, है ना? Initially learning anything. So therefore initially you have to give it a little more time. But as you go deeper, as you understand, now see the techniques that we share in this, it's like a bouquet of different things that are brought together, put together, and given as one final technique that you use. तो अलग अलग चीजें, अलग अलग टेक्निक्स को साथ में लाके, so different things are brought together, made into that final program, which you continue to practice. The स्वतंत्र program takes time. इसमें कम से कम 20 सेशन चाहिए मुझे. It requires at least 20 sessions because we cover numerous things. But as you go, a lot of things happen. First is, your Sushumna Nadi needs to be cleansed, opened, activated. Second, your depleted kundalini energy needs to be brought up. It needs to be brought up to a level where it can be moved up. Otherwise, आप खाली ऐसे ही करते जाओ. यदि गाड़ी, if there is no petrol in the car, how can your car move ahead? You can have the fanciest car you want, but if there is no petrol, it won't move ahead. In the human body, kundalini is that petrol. That is the real energy. If we allow this energy to be leaked, wasted, etc., very less remains, not enough remains for us to move upwards. So, sexual energy is great. We want it, but we want to use it very, very carefully. So, I teach ways, techniques, so that you are able to conserve it better and better and better. I don't stop people from having sex. Even in my ED reversal program, I don't stop people from having sex, but I caution them about overdoing it. I caution them against losing too much of it. I hope you got your answer.
Yes, sir. Because I'm a regular practicing Reiki master.
Okay, okay.
So I've been doing it for the last 12 years. And for some issue, I had stopped it. Then I realized that all the energies have been gone. And I
Mm,
went into a big pot of bad luck and everything that could have happened
mm,
has happened to me. So
mm,
now, since last 6 months, I've again started. Now life is again
mm,
looking up. Now the only issue is what I do Kapal Bhati and I do Reiki, and sometimes
mm,
after doing Reiki, I self healing.
mm.
I do mantra chanting. So what
You
I've
do
seen
what
is that
chanting?
sometimes the mantra chanting,
Mantra chanting.
mantra.
Mm.
So I realized that after
ये
a
आपके
few
पीछे
chanting and
एक सेकंड अनिल जी, बहुत बैकग्राउंड नॉइज है आपके पीछे. ओके,
unfortunately, I have just come out of the company.
ओके, ओके. ऑलराइट.
So I'm right now sitting in a hotel because
ओके.
it's a new job. I am in a new city. I don't even have a house. I'm staying in a hotel. Okay.
चलिए,
So
कोई
I'm
बात नहीं,
sorry
विल
for
मेक.
that.
नहीं नहीं, नो
So
प्रॉब्लम, विल ट्राई टू.
sometimes the energy goes so high that I get afraid and I don't know what to do next, whether I should stop it or not.
ओके. सो if your Sushumna Nadi is open, if the Sushumna Nadi is active, and if your energy is moving up the Sushumna, there is nothing to fear. Problem, the fear or there can be a cause for concern if there is a blockage in the Sushumna Nadi. And if the energy wants to move up, then it can get stuck somewhere. So sometimes you find, people who've done some kind of energy work, etc., etc., sometimes they become very irrational in their behavior, in their actions, the way they go around living their lives, the kind of things that they may say, do. That becomes a problem. So that happens if there is a blockage. Main, see, एक और बात, I'll take it from a different perspective. I'll share this with you. Human body is 70% water. If the body is 70% water, that means there are different systems in the body that need to function. Not only the circulatory system, there is a lymphatic system, there is a reproductive system, digestive system, all these very many different systems. All these systems work only when there are no blockages in the system. So these systems, basically, they are based on movement. That is what a system is. Without movement, what system can be there? There has to be some movement for a system to function, right? So these systems, since human body is mainly water, so these systems need that the flow should be good. So in this program, we work with breath work that allows better and still better flow of everything. Opens, there are 72,000 nadis in the body. Those nadis have to be opened so that the movement of energy becomes better. Once the movement of energy becomes better, we are able to deal with our illnesses very easily. We can cure ourselves. I cure myself with almost all the conditions that I face with breath work. And I will name a few. High BP, cured with breath work. Hypertension, that is hypertension. Indigestion, cured with breath work. Piles, gudame, hemorrhoids, cured with breath work. Uh, Fibromyalgia, cured with breath work. Sciatica, cured with breath work. Sometimes aches and pains, for example, in the back, etc., always cured with with this breath work, no problem. ED, erectile dysfunction, cured with breath work. Uh, some time ago, I had, like a tumor was building up. I had some tooth problem, and then I had to go for root canal, and complications happened. And then there was a huge swelling here, like a tumor. And 4 5 days of specialized breath work, and it was gone. My wife had varicose veins, still has, but reduced considerably. So there are in so many different conditions and diseases that are cured just with breath work because it's energy. But the energy can have its effect only when the blockages are removed. So in this technique, you will learn how to, in a way, supercharge your pranamaya kosh. So you'll be able to heal yourself in many ways. Today I'm on zero medication, and I smoked. I was a smoker for 40 years, and for 20 years I smoked 40 cigarettes a day. I had COPD. That's another one that was cured. COPD, serious problem, serious lung problem, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, innumerable conditions and diseases cured with breath work. So that's the power of this, because the movement of energy becomes such. And आप तो रेकी करते हो, तो if you learn how to manipulate your energy, if you learn how to get your energy to flow, you'll become even better as a reiki worker or as a reiki healer.
Yes, sir. So, are there any like in Reiki we have 1, 2, and 3 levels? So,
So,
does this also have many levels?
so at the moment, this Swatantra program is given as one package. We do different things, all part of this. One of the things that will happen first, of course, is that if you have arousal issues, for example, that will be cured or greatly on the way to being cured. Your arousals will work better, your sexual energy will be more enhanced, and so on. The next thing that will happen is that you will begin to actually experience states of ananda, states of pleasantness in your body just with your breath. Just by moving your breath in a certain way, you would start feeling these states of ananda. And these states of ananda are like mini orgasms. You can get them for hours if you like in a day. So this is also healing. If you are becoming pleasant, if you're becoming, anandamay, you are on the way to healing yourself at many different levels. So
Staying in a
that process,
blissful state for a longer period of time.
staying in a blissful state. Also, this means that negative states will not impact you so much. So there are a lot of amazing things that happen along the way. Now, this happens, then you start working with your energy, moving your energy. As you move your energy upwards, like I explained earlier, alag different chakras, different levels of consciousness. So you start accessing different levels of consciousness. Your creativity will undergo a change, your compassionate nature will begin to flow, or show itself, and so on. A lot of things will happen. And once you continue to go higher, it takes time, it doesn't happen in a day. But you will also, when your agya chakra becomes active, you will actually have insights into so many things will, naturally it's normally connected with the work or your field of interest, but you'll get insights,
So,
clarity.
these classes they are for how many duration in a day?
So no, we have 20 Zoom sessions spread over almost 2 months. 20, may, if needed to be, may even extend to 25. So 2 sessions per week, almost 1 hour each time, 2 sessions per week. Whatever is shared on day one, the participants need to practice on their own over the next few days. Then something else is added, then they need to practice with that over the next few days. Then something more is added, they need to practice with that over the next few days. And so we continue doing this. And then you come to that stage when little, one by one, these things start coming into your experience. So you actually have a way to measure. You actually have a way to see where I'm going. Normally, when people see, I think of this as a very different, I think of this as very practical spirituality. This is not the kind of spirituality where you have ideas and so on and so forth, and you can discuss endlessly. But 30 years, 40 years ago, you are still pretty much the same person that you were earlier. It's not like that. You actually see visible changes inside yourself, and these changes are quite fast. But there are challenges also, Anilji. So, remember, as each chakra is activated, it brings out old buried stuff. So those challenges have to be dealt with, because ultimately the goal of humanity, the, what are the four purusharths? Dharma, arth, kama, moksha. Dharma, arth, kama, moksha. So moksha is the highest purusharth that a human being can do. But that doesn't mean the others are not necessary. They are necessary in their own way. But we shouldn't get too caught up in them, too involved, that we are not able to extricate ourselves and move towards our higher goal. So this is the magic of this program. It's very,
And sir, what is the charges for this?
it's a 1 lakh rupee charge. It's not a program meant for everybody. There are many people who share many different kinds of programs. People join them, they don't do them seriously. So this is meant for serious people. जो seriously करना चाहता आएंगे करेंगे, they'll get the results. And then of course, proof of the pudding is in the eating. जो खाए, जो करेगा, जो समझ पाएगा, they will understand the value. And like I said, this is measurable. You can actually see how things are changing, how things are evolving. You can actually see that happening. You can measure it.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And the breathing that you teach,
Hmm.
can we do it in a day-to-day life? Like, suppose
Yes.
I'm working in an office. So,
Absolutely. Easy, very easy. You should do it all the time. Once once you get to that, in fact, whatever level you are now, do a little bit of that, then take it a little higher, do a little more of that, continue doing that so it becomes a part of your system. Very good. How is this different from Kriya Yoga? Very good. How familiar are you with Kriya Yoga, Deepji?
I have done two levels, sir, meaning they are
Okay.
preparing us. Haven't done it yet. So
Okay.
there are two more levels after which they'll initiate the Kriya Yoga.
Okay.
This is Ananda Sangha of US.
Ah, that's right. Yes. So, see, the Kriya Yoga technique started with Mahavatar Babaji. He gave it to Lahiri, Lahiri Mahashay, Yukteswar Giriji, and so on and so forth. So, it's gone through a number of uh, stages, if I can call it that, or a number of uh, levels, if I can use that word. It's a wrong word, but it's gone through different stages. Let's put it this way. Today's Kriya Yoga, in my understanding, has become a little difficult for people. It's become too long. In today's world, who has so much time? Who has so much time कि आप इतने दिन निकालो, इतने दिन practice करो, and then the results, before the results begin. I have seen people who've been doing Kriya Yoga for 4 years, 5 years, sometimes even more. But it's not easy to see the changes. It's maybe they feel something. I don't know. I shouldn't judge other people. But basically, it's not that visible. Here, you are actually beginning to see things happening within weeks. So, SWA-TANTRA Kriya. This is this is a combination of tantra, but without a partner. So this is you, the Shiva and Shakti inside you. We are not working with external Shiva Shakti energies. No, we are working with both of them inside us. And Kriya, because Kriya is something that you do where you use your breath work, your practices that you do. So it's a very powerful combination of these things. And then it's shared. And then you go through the process and you see the results. Deepji, does that answer your question, or is there a deeper question?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Hmm. और बोले So now let's try to do one thing just so that you understand the power of breath. आराम से बैठिए, एक बार शांति से बैठिए, very relaxed, and take a slow deep breath. Once it's in, allow it to leave. Then again, slow deep breath. Try to follow the path of your breath. See how your breath is moving inside you. See how deep your breath is going. Relax your body as much as you can. When you do that, you might feel that your breath goes a little deeper. So take a few of these and try to get a sense how deep your breath has gone. Yes, sir.
Sir,
How
it
deep
goes up
with the
to Muladhara chakra, up to
Arey वाह,
AC.
excellent, very good. If your breath is going to the Mooladhara, you're in a very good place already. Wonderful. What about you, Deepji? Deepak ji?
Yeah, similar. I mean, it is.
It's going to the Mooladhara. Wonderful. So you are rare, you're among the, because I teach many people breath work. Most of them talk about, breath going till maybe till the, this part, sometimes till the navel or a little above the navel. But very few actually tell me the first time that their breath is going to the Mooladhara. So if yours is going to the Mooladhara, you are already in a very, very good place. Wonderful. Very, very glad to hear this.
We
Now,
are, I'm practicing every day a lot of these things.
okay, you're practicing every day. Wonderful. So, how old are you, if I may ask, Deepji, Deepakji?
I'm in 40s, early 40s.
40s. Okay, and you, Anilji?
47.
Okay. So, if I may, if you don't mind answering, how good is your sexual energy?
Great.
It's great. Wonderful. Excellent. Deepakji?
Yeah, maybe it's maybe good enough, probably.
I think so, because if your breath is moving down to the Mooladhara, it's a sign that your sexual energy will be good. So that's very good. I think you've already done some of the work as far as this
Yeah.
program is concerned. So that's good. You'll get even faster results.
Yes.
Very good. Hmm. So this is what people do not understand. People do not understand how they need to breathe. They don't understand how to take the breath or allow the breath to go deeper. So if you are at ease, the more relaxed you are, the deeper your breath will go. But the breath going deep is only the first part. There's more. There's a lot more to be done. This is stage one, opening the Sushumna, channeling breath up the Sushumna. All these are part of it. Then you learn techniques to widen or expand the Sushumna, and so on. There are numerous things that are included in the SWA-TANTRA Kriya program, which you will learn once you've joined it. Very good. Any other question, Anilji, Deepakji?
नहीं सर इतना ही क्वेश्चन सर.
अभी के लिए ठीक है. Very good. Anilji, you answered that. Sorry. Okay. Deepakji?
Yeah, good.
Okay. So then I think we can end for today. If you have any further questions, you can always send me a message and I'll definitely answer you. And if you think we should, uh, if you if you need more clarity or whatever, I'm always available.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.